Welcome back, WNST, Towson, Baltimore, and Baltimore Positive. We are positively into the new era. If you've seen the new website, if you've been a WNST.net sports fan, and our next guest and sponsor and friend has been, we've merged the streams to include all sorts of local issues of education, politics, leadership, arts. I even had JY from Sticks on talking about Renegade this week to show some hate and some shade for the Steelers. Leonard Raskin joins us now for Raskin Global. I'm wearing the shirt. I have enjoyed the investments. And Leonard can be found in the front of Baltimore Positive as well each and every week, talking to us about all things of significance. You know, I've gotten to know you over the last couple years, and I have a handful of empty nesters in my world. Some have called me an empty nester, but their kids have left. And during this pandemic, I mean, Don Moeller's got his granddaughter down in Roanoke. She was up here. We're getting to the point where Thanksgiving's coming now, and can I come home and hug the parents and all that going on? A lot of these parents' weekends were canceled. Your boy decided to go to the Ohio State University in Columbus, Ohio, and for the football, no doubt, not for the education. But you made your way out to Columbus this week. So give me the parent story, because I haven't heard one of these yet. You're the first one to bring me one of these.
It was a good time, I got to tell you. We jetted out on Thursday last, and this was the first I've done. Oh my God, how many Zooms and every conference through the year end is, canceled since March. So there's nothing going on. Everything.
This is the first thing you've actually done.
Yeah. Right. Gotten out and gone to. Yeah. So my wife and I have TSA pre, and we have the clear. So you put your finger down and you go right through. Well, we got to the airport. It didn't matter if you had TSA, nothing. There was two people in line at BWI when we got to security. Even still, we went through the clear. I'll tell you the newest thing at Clear, and I didn't know this, you don't touch your finger down on the thing anymore to get your fingerprints. You look in the thing, and they scan your eyes.
They scanned my temperature in Washington by pointing a dot at my head,
and
it was one of the few times that's happened. The Clear thing's amazing. You know who is a Clear representative is Kim Herring, former Raven chief.
Oh, there you go.
Kim is a regional rep for Clear. So,
right.
He keeps telling me he's going to – I have the meeting for the international thing. I want to get the international
I have that too.
I lost my TSA pre, and I'm like, I'm not flying anywhere. Where am I going?
I'll tell you what, the Clear and the TSA pre go right through security. It's a little crowd at the airport. Did a little Southwest out to Columbus. Got to give them props, everybody.
Up and down.
Everybody's good. It was a $49 one way for a 49-minute. I figured we paid a buck a minute. They served us water and pretzels, so that was nice prison fare. We got up, we got down, we landed, all's good. We get the rental car, that was easy, and then off to Columbus. We're 10 minutes to the campus, and there we are pulling into the shoe. My son's dorm is right next to the shoe.
Now, they played a game there this weekend, right?
They did. They had 1,000 people there. It was friends and family of players, staff only. And the visitors, Nebraska, I think they got a couple hundred tickets. I don't know if they used them or not. They probably could have used them on the field. But Ohio State wiped up on them. But since there was nobody allowed in the game, the campus, you really couldn't tell there was a football game coming, except the marching band Saturday morning marched the campus and played outside of all the dorms. They played tunes outside on the quad and outside on the
They play Hang On Sloopy? Did they dot the I, do all that?
Absolutely, the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
So the band's marching around. We got in, went to the old, don't want to do any free pub, but we went to the old Champ Sports Bar and journeyed in about 11:30, quarter to 12, figuring the place would be packed, empty. Got a nice table in front of 100 TVs. By the time the game started at noon, place was jammed. But
did they have Maryland getting their ass kicked or no? Was that not part of the fare? No.
That was later. I think it was later in the day.
It was later in the day,
But, when I say jam-packed, there wasn't standing room, and every other table was used. There wasn't every table, so every other table in the place is stacked. And then we just sat around and ate and drank for 3.5 hours and watched the game and jetted out of there and went on about our business. There was supposed to be Parents' Weekend. It was canceled, so there was no official activities on campus. We did see a couple other kids with parents kind of strolling around at the local restaurants.
But the campus is full, right? Like, I mean,
yeah.
like every kid that's like your kid is there. There's nobody stayed home in Hunt Valley and remote learned, or did some kids do that?
If your schedule was all virtual, you were able to stay home. You didn't have to come to campus. And so I'm assuming a lot of kids stayed home and are doing school remote. But if you have classes on campus and you're a freshman or sophomore, you're there. So my son is in there. He's got classes. He's got classes with kids. He's taking Latin. 8 a.m. The boy's up in the morning early taking Latin. And he goes to class. He tells me there's 9 kids in the class, and they're doing the class in a lecture hall for 100 kids. So they're spread out.
All I know is e pluribus unum.
Yeah, I'm not a Latin guy, but this is his 4th year of it, and he loves it. So
I love Latin food over at El Guapo, but that's about the best of Latin I'm going to do
with the Latin class, but it's part of the history poli-sci role. So he's
all
great.
I see in you is I see the Rodney Dangerfield back to school role for you over the weekend.
I'm all about it. I would definitely knock down a wall and hang out with the boy. Hey, you know what? We walked his classes. We spent one evening. We walked his classes from his dorm. And I said to him, dude, I need a Segway. This walk is ridiculous.
It's a big campus. It's a big campus.
It's a huge campus. And then beyond the main campus itself is enormous. And then beyond that, they've got the ag campus and the medical campus. It's all connected. This place is huge.
I've only been on that campus one time. It was back before I got married, right around the turn of the century. Jimmy Buffett played a show at the Schottenstein.
Yeah.
And I flew out for the day to see Jimmy Buffett, got a cheap flight and a ticket and whatnot, and had a nice experience. But that's the only time I was on that campus. But I spent a good, the afternoon. I got there at 1 o'clock, walked around, saw things. It was before, you took pictures of yourself and whatever.
Yeah.
I had my ticket stub that night. I had a really good seat that night for Jimmy Buffett. But it was a tailgate seat. It was a Jimmy Buffett concert on the Ohio State campus in winter. It was it literally was in March or April. It wasn't a warm day.
Yeah.
It was a tailgate thing. So I had a hell of an experience there.
No tailgating
what I went
allowed.
for,
No tailgating allowed for this game.
I had more fun than you did in my trip to Columbus.
You're probably right. There was, other than seeing the boy, there was nobody out and about partying, but I do know this. Late night Saturday, there were parties going on all over that campus and off campus, the frat houses and everything else. They were not social distancing. They were not mask wearing. They were underage drinking ad nauseum, and that's college, So what are you going to do? But they're testing. My son gets a COVID test every week, and he's 6 for 6 negatives. We keep knocking wood, and they're testing everybody, and they're a 0.9 positivity rate on and off campus over the last 8 weeks. So can't complain about that. They're doing it right. He's getting to go to class. He's having a great time. He's loving college. What's not to like?
Well, and it's important. I mean, I know what you do for a living at Raskin Global is try to get people together to put their kids in a position to go to college and a way to afford it. And the fact that it is so fractured right now for so many young people, but there is a resiliency. And my wife and I talk about this all the time, that maybe at 52 we didn't have, because my father came down. My father stood in bread lines in 1929, 10 years old in Scranton, Pennsylvania, told me these stories all of his life, and the way he saved money in a passbook and never trusted bank, all of that. That was my father's story, that came down and built planes during the war in the 40s. Your boys, you hope that he's not going to have to live that life. I certainly, over 52 years, Vietnam for older brothers my age, notwithstanding in the Iraq War and whatever else, that this is a different kind of time, I think, for every 17 or 18-year-old boy in Ohio State, as well as every 52-year-old boy in downtown, right?
Yeah, there's no doubt. I mean, we talk about it. My wife and I talk about it. We say, you know what? This is not college. But the answer is, it is college. It's his college. And whatever his freshman experience is, that's what he's going to remember as his freshman experience. Different than mine, different than hers, different than a lot of people we know that this wasn't the experience. But for him, this is his college. This is what it's all about. And he's having a ball. He loves his classes. He's making a lot of good friends. He's hanging out. Went out to the pumpkin patch, got himself a few pumpkins.
But did he get an apple cider donut? I mean, that's what I've decided. Apple cider donuts are something that I don't have enough of in my life.
Well, I know this. We went out to breakfast Sunday morning, got some pretty phenomenal pumpkin pancakes and cinnamon
Perfect.
bun French toast, and the lusciousness of a local. And we try to hit the local diners and local places because we know they're the ones that struggle the most in what's going on financially out there. So we want to make sure we patronize them and keep them in business.
Leonard, I had
Good
pumpkin spice latte ice cream for breakfast today and pumpkin cheesecake ice cream from Taharka for breakfast today. It's part of my job. I got to promote the product. You know how this is, right? So
you got to do it.
You got to do what you got to do. Steelers week this week and football and where we are and taking a little breather. I took a little downtime for a couple of days on Thursday and Friday last week, came back home Saturday in time for football, and I sat down to watch the Steelers. And the first thing this comes to mind is they're undefeated again, and Ben Roethlisberger's skinny and young again. And here we go. And we haven't had a lot of fun the last 6-7 months. You talk about being with your boy out at Ohio State and enjoying that, whatever the Terps fans endured over the weekend, losing. And from a sports perspective, you want sports to be an escape. You want it to be a little tunnel, a little special place you go. And this season for Ravens and Steelers fans, this is a good place for us to be right now. And a really good football game, something that I start to look forward to 3, 4, 5 days ahead of time. That feels normal to my football experience over 25 years.
Yeah, big weekend coming. I didn't want to watch that game, but I turned on the Pittsburgh game, was sitting in the airport, getting ready to jet home, had it on the Sunday ticket on the iPad, and
technology, baby.
It's stunning. Watched a little ball, and I just couldn't believe. I mean, they're looking powerful. They're looking strong. Their defense is right. Their offense is clicking. I'm thinking, boy, it's a good thing they're coming in here and we're not going in there. And then I think to myself, well, I don't know if it's going to matter because there's nobody going to be there. So there we go. But yeah, I think we're going to have to play a great game to take them out. And it's going to be a big one because I think later in the year, what's it, Thanksgiving? I think we play there Thursday night Thanksgiving.
It's only a couple weeks away, right? So I mean, we're really going to solve a lot of mysteries here.
4 weeks,
over the next 3-4 weeks as to whether we're right below Kansas City, whether we're a 1-loss or a 3-loss, and certainly this would be the one that would be kind of devastating to lose to the Steelers because then they'd have 2 up on us. This would turn the season a loss here this week. I mean,
I think it's a big game. It's a really big game. It's say it's a must win at 5-1 or whatever it is, but let's face it, this is a big game. They got to be ready. Their offense, our offense is half clicking, and I don't know why. I'm not a coach. I don't pretend to be a coach. I ain't going to tell them how to run the team or what to do. But when I hear that they're bringing in Dez Bryant, we're bringing in Dez Bryant to the practice squad, but I'm looking out there and I'm going, wait a minute. We got Hollywood Brown. We got this kid out of Texas. What's his name?
Devin Duvernay.
Yeah, Duvernay. That dude's a beast, man. Get him out there. Let him catch the ball. What's going on? Why are our receivers so bad right now? I mean, I don't get it. Lamar
hasn't thrown the ball well either.
Right,
so, I mean, a lot has been off without Marshall Yonda, and that's why Luke covers the team, and we cover the team at WNST and at Baltimore Positive. We write about this. We're talking to other people. But for me, anytime you take a Hall of Famer off the offensive line and take that kind of leadership out, and then you add in Lamar in the hot tub a little bit and a little nicked up, that he's not going to want to run into linebackers 16 times a game like he was this time 2 years ago, that other things then have to solidify. Look, they're still winning games, right? So for me, the Philadelphia thing was a good scare for them. It was a good wake-up call.
Absolutely. You just got to win. What is Al Davis, right? Just win, baby.
Just win,
it
baby.
Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if it's 1 point or 10 points. Ask the Bengals and the Browns. I mean, look at that. Joe Burrow marching them down for a game-winning drive, and what do you leave a minute on the clock? And here comes Baker. He says, "I don't think so."
Well, how about a game where you want your running back to lay dead at the 1-foot line, and he accidentally crosses the goal line, and you wind up losing? I mean, the league
falls into the end zone.
The league has been great theater at a time when we have no other theater, right?
Yeah.
So
Penn State, Indiana was the crazy ending. I don't know if you're into that, but I just caught the last couple of minutes of it, and same thing. Penn State, they Indiana let them score, and they did. All they had to do was take a knee. Game's over. No, they score, and then they lose. you gotta think, okay, who's coaching these guys? Who's telling them what to do?
Well, it's a little counterintuitive to what you're trained to do, though. Lay down on the 1 yard line.
You don't want to miss that end zone. You're going for that end zone. You want that score. I get it.
Leonard Raskin is here. He is Raskin Global. You can find him out on the web at Raskin Global. I usually pull the website up. I might do that in a minute or two. But I want you to talk to me about election week, because I think every piece of media, every piece of everything is going to be a little electrified this week, right? I think nerves, all of that, in addition to Pittsburgh week. Some people are going to stand in line. I've already voted. I'm cool. I got my little email back. I'm good. But some thoughts about money and the market and watching the stock market this week, which probably isn't a very good thing to be doing on a daily basis here this week.
It's not good for your heart to do on a daily basis ever, but particularly right now. Look, we are a divided nation politically. I think we come together for a lot of great things, but right now politics isn't one of them. And the fact of the matter is that we, I don't want to say exactly down the middle, but we've got, let's just say, half of the country that thinks that if their guy loses, the world will end. And that's half on both sides. It is so intense. The Trump supporters and Republicans think that if Biden wins, we will be a socialist nation and America will cease to exist as it does today. And the Biden supporters and Democrats believe that if Trump wins again, this nation will be the laughing stock of the world, driven into a hole, and perhaps World War III. And both sides have a visceral hate, not hate, but distaste for the other side, and are so worried about the other guy winning. But yet what the market tells us over 100+ years is it doesn't matter from a money standpoint, from your 401k standpoint. Does it matter in the short term? Sure, markets go up, markets go down. That's what they do. If you are invested in the stock market, volatility is the price you pay for success. And I can tell you this, 33 years of advising people about money, no one has ever said to me, when the stock market's going like this, and it never goes straight up, it jaggers all the way around. But think of an analogy I use with clients all the time. I want you to picture in your mind's eye, and listeners, viewers, think of a moment of a kid on an up escalator playing with a yo-yo. If you're watching that yo-yo string, it's going up and down and up and down and up and down. If you're watching the up escalator, it's going up. There's never been a long time in our history, 10 years plus, 20 years, where the market escalator doesn't go up. The string is long. The string goes up and down, and volatility is the price you pay to be on that up escalator. So when it goes down short term, you just got to hang in there. You got to have the fortitude to know that you have the right plan in place with the right advisor handling your affairs. You got to know what you have the money for. If you just have money so that you can trade your account, and you just have money so that you can have more money and a bigger statement, or more numbers on your statement, that's not financial success. Financial success is about what's your true purpose for your money? What's your true purpose for your life? What are you using this money for? And if that money's for your retirement and you're 45 or 55, you're going to retire at 65 or 70, don't even think about who wins this election. There's going to be 5 more, or 6 more, or 8 more before you die. The market will be fine. Stocks will grow. Bonds will produce results. Insurance values will continue to grow. Make sure that you have liquidity. Make sure you've protected your wealth. Make sure you've protected your family. And make sure you're doing the things that you want with your money that are most important. I'll give you a quick example. I got a call, an email Friday. So I'm in Columbus. Last week, I get an email. And it's a client of mine saying these are people that come in and see me. They haven't come in since COVID. We've done a couple phone calls, and they say, we want to do a Zoom with you early in the week. So I jet back. No problem. Set it up. Hope everything's okay. They jet back to me. No. Some health issues, and we feel we need to talk. So I'm Zooming with them early this week. And the wife, now this couple's in their late 70s, have been working with them for 20 years. And she's got terminal cancer. She knows it. It's a recurrence, 3rd time, and she's not long for the world. And she's been told she's not doing any treatment for it. This is it. And they want to make sure their affairs are all in order and that everything's set up for the charities they care about, for their daughter, to make sure. She wants to make sure that her husband's going to be okay when she's gone. How's he going to do? What's he going to do? They're buying a puppy. They're getting a dog so that when she's not here, he has a dog. This is what matters, man. This is what it's about. Trump, Biden, your 401k, the value today, the value yesterday, tomorrow, irrelevant. Irrelevant. You know, this is about living a life and having a quality of life that is what you want out of it. And your money is a means to get that. It's not the thing itself. And if you don't see it as that, you'll never have it. And if you see it as that, I can tell you this, someone said a long time ago, if you have a purpose and you use your money for that purpose, you always have enough. And if you don't have the purpose and you don't know why you have the money, you'll never have enough. So it's about so much more than just having the money. And don't worry about what the market does every day. Think about what your life's about and live it for that. You'll have plenty.
Leonard Raskin joining us here with some words of wisdom. You can find him at Raskin Global. I got the website up on our Zoom here. You can find out who they are, what they do. We usually get together and talk about football and sometimes some politics, certainly some local business and sharing all the Baltimore issues that we have. But you can find them at RaskinGlobal.com and certainly out on the front of BaltimorePositive.com as well. You know, for traveling at this point and the back and forth and the holiday season and football and the leaves changing and all that, I am grateful for the sports part of this, right? That it's just sort of the glue that's sort of holding some things together right now during a downtime. It is the one thing we can all get together and talk about, I think, water cooler conversation that has nothing to do with anything that's not sort of upbeat to some degree when it comes to the Ravens.
Yeah, you know, you don't have to worry about your accounts. You don't have to worry about the corona. You're talking about Steelers week, talking about a World Series, talking about, I don't know when, but I think you're talking to the boy over the weekend. College hockey's about to start in the Big Ten, and college basketball, they're getting ready to put together some kind of schedule for that. He's in the athletic band. He's going to be playing music at these events, hopefully. And he's stoked. He's ready to go. And those are things, you know, it doesn't matter. When we talk about what really matters, that's what I said. It doesn't matter what side of the aisle you're on. It doesn't matter. Look, it matters if you're a Tampa Bay or an LA Dodger fan, I guess.
Do you, if you're the kid in the band, do you get the little Buckeye things like on the helmets at Ohio State? I mean, how does that work? I mean,
yeah, I think you get them stuck to your shirt. I think they stick them to your
Buckeyes.
shirt.
Okay, yeah, I'm still trying to figure out what it all is. But I do see the spirit of it. I mean, hey, Billick's kids went out there and never left in Columbus, Ohio. So now they've lured him out to Columbus, Ohio.
There you go.
I will track him down before the week's over as well.
Cheap real estate out in that area.
Yeah, I cannot say that I've enjoyed Columbus. I had Garrett Downing on this week. You can find that out at Baltimore Positive. He's a Columbus native as well. So good people, good stock out there in the heart of Ohio.
It's the heartland of America out there.
I'm just trying to figure out how to get one of those stickers for my helmet. I loved Archie Griffin when I was a kid. Do I get some credit for that? Cornelius.
There you go. I'm sure somebody would send you a sticker. I'm sure you could call up, dial up Urban Meyer, see if he can get you a sticker.
Just don't call Woody Hayes. That's all I'm saying. Leonard Raskin joining us here from Raskin Global. I'm wearing the shirt. You can find him out on the website. Best way to use the website or throw you an email. Tell everybody how to find you.
You can get me at lraskin@raskinglobal.com directly. You can send to info@raskinglobal. You can go to the website. There's every page of the website has a link for you to ask us a question, schedule a time, say you want to talk about your investments, your insurance, your financial life. We're happy to help. Whatever it is going on in your world, you can find us on Facebook, find us on LinkedIn. Start of the year, you'll be able to find us on Twitter, but not yet.
I can't wait to hear what you have to say on Twitter. Leonard Raskin here from Raskin Global. Always good to visit with you, man. Hope we get some pumpkin spice pancakes this weekend, man.
Pleasure.
Take care. Leonard Raskin joining us here. Speaking of breakfast and pancakes, I'm actually going to get some chicken and waffles this weekend over at State Fair. El Guapo now open in Catonsville as well, supporting all of our Baltimore Positive initiatives for all of our sponsors and everybody who takes care of us and participates in helping us grow from WNST.net to Baltimore Positive. We are appreciative. Please support our sponsors. If you got some money to invest or you need some advice, consider Leonard Raskin, one of our good friends around here, to do that for you. We're also going to be talking to Todd Schuler and Dennis Kolatzos, and Bill Cole and I argued about, of all things, Zoom meetings earlier this week. You can find all that out at WNST.net. Towson, Baltimore, where we never stop talking Baltimore positive.